Like this, based on one or two, normally before I enter the matter we carry me cause today, make a fair greet everybody. Happy New Week, my people. As we enter this new week, I pray say this new week go favor you and your family. Anything they do, God go bless them for you. You go succeed in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. If you believe in that type, amen. Oh, amen. From then I be big. As I declare you, so normally I don't do the run every morning. Yes, nah. I don't call now my 3 sharp update where you need to hear like this. So yes, very vital sharp update. Because of time, I'm not going to talk too much. Or you enter the matter live on the straight ahead. Number one matter where I bring up today like this. So last week again when we come and say former governor of Lagos State, Fashola, they say that Fashola rumor come and say that he writes the tribunal judgment where they won't pass for this Peter Obi and presidential tribunal matter. So as that was how they go since people they talk, so I told you from today, so now be bang. Fashola don't come out now. Yes, now it don't talk for the matter. Relax yourself. I go tell you what to talk. I'll give you the full gist soon. That's number one. It's my good earring on the shake. Number two, that be bang. All of them I know say now yesterday. Now the deadline where Echo was given Niger onto this your cool lifestyle. So now yesterday the deadline end. As I declare you so now President will be me look on one of Africa, no feeling your ear. Baba now don't go home meeting with all the governors of states where they share boundary with Niger Republic. Yes, now relax yourself. I go turn out to talk. That's not the second gist now. Number 3, that be bang. As a Miloko and Echo as they run their matter from one side, the matter where they fall out like this. So today, so Niger Republic people now, so yes, now they don't shut down their airspace. Yes, now to protect themselves from any attack or any kind of will come based on people they want to threaten them with the military matter for this school lifestyle. So like this one, the matter what they like this one. We enter the now most start the gist proper now. I take God beg you. Anyway, they watch this video from. Just do me one small favor. Help me share this video. Make another person see him. Help me share so that any other person will get interest for this kind of matter. So, maybe for fit see him, make them know what they sub for the Nigerian lifestyle. I beg. Listen and be blessed. Man, bring that first gist. We'll start with that first gist. That Fashola gist. I want to say when they told say that Fashola the right judgment where tribunal won't pass. I'm not saying they never announced the date for the final judgment. For those who they ask, they never announced the date. Listen and be blessed. The news, according to Daily Times, Premium Times rather, say the immediate past Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has vehemently denied the baseless and defamatory allegation that he was involved in drafting the judgment for the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judges. The senior advocate of Nigeria also urged the relevant security agencies to investigate the allegations against him and take actions against masterminds of the misinformation campaign directed at him and the judiciary. In a statement by Hakeem Bello, his media advisor, Mr. Fashola expressed his disappointment with the spread of this false information on social media platforms and has called on security agencies to take actions against those responsible for spreading fake news. In response to the allegations, Mr. Fashola said he has been away from Abuja for an extended period of time, rendering the claims entirely unfounded. He condemned the individuals behind these dangerous allegations, referring to them as agents of destabilization. Fashola has initiated the process of filing formal petitions against the offensive tweets and online reports with the management of the microblogging site X, formerly known as Twitter, and the National Communications Commission (NCC). Mr. Bello said in a statement emailed to Premium Times. He urged the relevant security agencies to treat this matter with utmost seriousness as it strikes at the heart of judicial independence. The former minister believes that these allegations may be part of a wider campaign to undermine the judiciary by those who seek to manipulate the institution for their own gain. He emphasizes the importance of unmasking the perpetrators and their sponsors, and ensuring that they face the appropriate legal consequences. Mr. Fashola urged members of the public to disregard these false allegations and asked them to report any individual involved in spreading such dangerous fabrications to the relevant agencies. So, now the matter will come for that Fashola side be that. This matter started last week. I don't know who started. And as it comes out, nobody, some people don't check some kind of things before you go post some kind of things. So we'll see, observe. You understand? Although some people go like one believe anything they won't believe. For the traffic and everything. But at least when it comes to this kind of matter, we say involve person with defamation of character and all of that. So we'll see check out. So people just carry this gist, they spread that. Anyway, they go supposed find the person who start this matter. They go find that person where bring the gist come out. Make go explain, give Fashola and the people where for hear the gist and how to get your information. So that about that gist. On to our next second gist, which is the meeting where Milokon go get with the governors of the states where they share boundary with Niger Republic. Listen, read the news give you. He said the meeting was part of constitutions by the president on the situation in Niger Republic. The governors who met the president at Aso Rock are Governor of Sokoto State, Jigawa State, Yobe State, Kebbi State, and Katsina. Though details of the meeting held at the State House in Abuja were not made public, the meeting is coming as ECOWAS and other member states have imposed a border ban on Niger Republic. ECOWAS, under the leadership of Tinubu, had threatened military action against Niger Republic with a deadline that expired on Sunday. Former colonial power France, with which the junta broke military ties after taking power on July 26, said it would firmly back whatever course of action ECOWAS took after the Sunday deadline expired. The future of Niger and the stability of the entire region are at stake. The office of French Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna said after she held talks in Paris with Niger Prime Minister Mahamadou. ECOWAS military chief of staff have agreed on a plan for a possible intervention to respond to the crisis, the latest of several coups to hit Africa's Sahel region since 2020. We want diplomacy to work, and we want this message to clearly transmitted to them, the junta, that we are giving them every opportunity to reverse what they have done, ECOWAS Commissioner Abdel Fattah Musa said on Friday. But the one that all the elements that will go into any eventual intervention have been worked out, including how and when force will be deployed. Niger has played a key part in Western strategies to combat jihadist insurgencies that have plagued the Sahel since 2012, with France and the United States stationing around 1,500 and 1,000 troops in the country, respectively. Yet, anti-French sentiment in the region is on the rise, while Russian activity, often through the Wagner mercenary group, has grown. Moscow has warned against armed intervention from outside Niger. Error of judgment. The coup is an error of judgment that goes totally against the interest of the country. French Armed Forces Minister Sébastien Lecornu told AFP in an interview on Saturday. Terrorists in the Sahel where activity by armed terrorist groups resurging, notably taking advantage of certain failed states like Mali, he said. Niger, one of the poorest countries in the world, relies heavily on foreign aid that could be put off if President Mohamed Bazoum is not reinstated as the head of state, he added. The junta has said it will meet force with force. Algerian president spoke out against military intervention in neighboring Niger. We categorically refuse any military intervention, he said in a television interview Saturday evening, adding that such action would be a direct threat to Algeria. He stressed there will be no solution without us, Algeria. We are the first people affected. Algeria shares nearly 1,000 kilometers of border with Niger, he said. What is the situation today in countries that have experienced military intervention? He said, pointing to Libya and Syria. Mali and Burkina Faso, where military juntas have taken power since 2020, have also said that any regional intervention will be tantamount to a declaration of war against them. Bazoum, 63, has been held by the coup plotters with his family in his official Niamey residence since July 2026. In a column in the Washington Post on Thursday, his first lengthy statement since his detention, Bazoum said a successful push would have devastating consequences for our country, our region, and the entire world. Bazoum, in 2021, won an election that ushered in Niger's first ever transfer of power from one civilian government to another, urged the US government and the entire international community to help us restore our constitutional order. Anyway, we'll stop that gist for there. Now the matter with the SUP is based on that Niger coup and the meeting where on a president gets with governors of states where they share boundary with Niger Republic. Also, our final gist for the day, which is say, man, Niger Republic said they don't shut down their own airspace. Yes, nah. As everybody threatened them, so you know, like they get peace, they don't shut down their airspace to protect themselves. I'm read the short news given now. It said ECOWAS issued its ultimatum a week ago, demanding the general relinquish power by midnight Sunday. Bazoum was overthrown on July 26 when members of his own guard detained him at the presidency. Faced with the threat of intervention, which is becoming clearer through the preparation of neighboring countries, Niger's airspace is closed from this day on Sunday for all aircraft until further notice, the junta said in a statement released shortly before the deadline passed. Any attempt to violate the country's airspace would meet with an energetic and immediate response. The statement added, voila. Early Monday, there were no aircraft operating in Niger skies, according to the flight tracking website. In a separate statement, the now ruling National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland said there has been a pre-deployment in preparation for intervention made by 2 Central African countries without naming them. Any state involved will be considered co-belligerent, it warned. Thousands of coup supporters had gathered Sunday in the capital Niamey to cheer on the CNSP. At the 30,000 seat Contage Stadium, named after Niger's first coup d'etat leader in 1974, CNSP leaders, including General Mohamed Touamba, greeted a jubilant crowd. The venue was draped in Russian flags and supporters carried portraits of CNSP leaders. ECOWAS military chief of staff agreed Friday on a plan for a possible intervention to respond to the crisis that lasted for several coups the latest of several coups to hit Africa's Sahel region since 2020. We want diplomacy to work. We want this message clearly transmitted to them that we are giving them every opportunity to reverse what they have done, ECOWAS Commissioner added. But he warned that all the elements that will go into any eventual intervention have been worked out, including how and when force should be deployed. Okay. Ivory Coast president called on the coup leaders to stand down late Sunday on the eve of his own country's Independence Day. We condemn the attempted coup in Niger, which poses a serious threat to peace and security in the sub-region, Ouattara said, adding it was essential to constitutional order that Bazoum be allowed to govern. So, now the gist what I bring all this money on top my 3 sharp updates what they drop every morning to make I let now know to the sub for the Nigerian lifestyle. Anyway, just thank God for everything.